TTR125 here. If you guys watch the other video, you saw I did the big bore Chinese kit from eBay. It was like 60-70 bucks. Bought an eBay carburetor, cheap Chinese carb. We put that on there. What else did I do to this bike? The shifter, it's off I think a 94 YZ125, and those will fit right on here and get rid of the one that had the linkage that went over to the shifter, because you would get a lot of slop in that. This is a lot more just short clicks and you're in gear. But did that, been riding the bike around. It's got new chain and sprockets as well. But we did that, rode the bike around for a few hours yesterday. Haven't really had any major issues. The only issue that I have had is the float in the carburetor isn't adjusted correctly, and I get gas dripping out of the overflow, which it's not doing right now. And another thing, when you hold it wide open, it breaks up. Wide open throttle, it's not revving out all the way, which my guess is either due to the float being set too high or the needle isn't adjusted correctly. I just threw it on there and did that so far. I also have a cheap spark plug in it that I gotta buy the NGK for it. Get rid of the cheap one, that'll probably help some too. But today we're gonna tear into this carburetor, see if we can't get it adjusted correct. Alright, so first thing we got to do is loosen that screw. I'm not sure about the throttle blade up here, if I got to take that out to turn the carburetor up this way so I can get to the float bowl on the bottom. And make sure you turn the gas off when you do this. Try to not dump a ton of gas out. Loosen that up, and loosen, well, I did never tighten that one. And probably wouldn't hurt to pull this vent line. See if this will turn. I can just pop it out. Oop. And dump gas everywhere. Jeez. Those are definitely tight enough. You know, another thing with all these carburetors is a lot of times the screws on the bottom are stripped. You want to make sure you have a good screwdriver that fits that head correctly, and you're not stripping those out, because once you strip them out, they are a nightmare a lot of times to get out. Dumping gas all over the engine. Taking the last screw out. Make sure you kind of hold the float bowl on, like your pinky right there. Ooh, it's full of dirt. Must have been in the gas tank. And now let's take a look at this float. I see a big chunk of garbage right there. Looks to be sand. And not sure if you can see this. Yeah. There's that little metal tab. You can bend that up and adjust your float. And I'm trying to see. This thing is all out of whack. Yeah, we're going to start by just bending that up a touch and see if we can't get this thing to not overflow. If I can pull this with my fingers. Wow. We'll just bend it up in place. Okay, I bent it up a little bit. That should work for the float. So I'll put this bowl back on and we'll give that a shot. I might check that needle too just to see what it's set to and maybe do some more adjustment on it. Clean this out. Alright, we got all 4 screws in. All you gotta do is snug these up. They don't have to be super tight because you might want to get them out eventually again. Doesn't take much to seal it, especially when you have a float bowl with an O-ring. This one has a gasket, but the ones with the O-rings, they really don't have to be tight at all. Okay, so got that on. We should check this needle just to see where it's set to have an idea. Spin this off. Pull this out. And do I have to pull this all apart to see that? Looks like I do. This one's actually got a little screw in there. I don't know if you can see it. Looks to be anyway. Pop that out. No, that's not a screw, it was just stuck in there. There's a little spring. This thing is filthy. And is this needle adjustable? Washer goes on top. There is a little bit of a room for adjustment, I think, but for now we corrected the float bowl, so I'm going to leave this like it is for now. Put this little washer back on top, and inside the blade it'll sit like this. We got that all back together. Real simple. That just pushes down inside of it with those washers and everything. So now we got to compress the spring, which is kind of a bugger. Hang on to the spring, fish this up. There's a little groove there that goes in, then let the spring go back inside of the throttle blade here. That's how that goes. Now your idle screw, whichever side it is on the carburetor, which this one, where the heck is it? It is down here on the left. Oh, you can't see. It's down here on the left, so you want that groove to be down on the left. And this, there should be a guide in here. There's a little pin that'll slide across. It slides in. You can see it's all the way down. Screw this back on. You just want to get this finger tight, don't have to be real tight. That's on, make sure your throttle's good. Seems to be. So now we'll put this carburetor back in. Came out easy, hopefully it goes back in easy. Let's try the back, and we'll get the front in there. This is probably one of the easier ones I've ever done. Easiest ones I've ever done, I guess. See if it starts up.